people watching. She's a big star in the United States. There's the King of Tonga, Tipu VI. Prime Minister's here as well today. And hang on to your hats, because we might be breaking a couple of satellites to bring you these pictures and this noise over the next couple of hours. We're going to have the cultural challenge in just a moment. The Sipi Tau, the cultural challenge of the Tongan side. England players taking their position. They played in some big game atmospheres, those England players. But they have never, ever encountered anything quite like this. Well, we have been sending postcards home about the ferocity of the fanaticism of these Tongan supporters. I don't think anyone quite believed how ferocious it was going to be. It really is, and I was their moment here. This isn't it. This is an astonishing sporting occasion. Never mind big occasion, sporting occasion here, Brian Noble.
Absolutely a brilliant opening to what should be a great event. Really concerned that England get their heads on the performance, and I thought there were some really focused faces in relation to the England players in responding to the Sippy Tau. It's emotional for these Tongans. England have to take that emotion away.
I think it's going to be a huge test for these Tongan players, especially a number of them haven't played in big games before. Certainly one of the best rugby league games in New Zealand that doesn't involve New Zealand. The atmosphere is absolutely electric.
Well, I hope you could hear Brian and Justin back home, because I'm literally standing next to them and I could not hear a word they said. So apologies if we repeat anything, but everything's okay. We're going to get this match underway. But if those England players have not been blown away by the emotion and the noise, then they should be settled for what is going to be quite a contest here. Two worlds about to collide. What's at stake is a World Cup final place in Brisbane in 7 days hence. And you know what, right here, right now, that almost seems irrelevant. It's all about this contest. Countdown on the big screen. And we're off to a thunderous noise. Hand in the air from Luke Gale to collect. First possession for England. James Graham runs it back, and England have the ball and a chance to settle with this first set of 6.
I think one of Wayne's mantras will be to complete the first 10 sets. Take this energy away from this Tongan team. Kick the ball into the corners, don't worry about it. That 30-metre area at the other end of the field, they're not as dangerous there as they are near England's line.
One of the advantages England will have in the first half is a little bit of wind. There's quite a strong breeze, and I would imagine they're going to use that in this first half to win the field position.
There's Whitehead up to the halfway line. Hodgson at dummy half, back to the middle, and Gale with a kick. High towards the corner, but it's going to be Hopoate who's underneath this. And a thunderous noise greets his and Tonga's first involvement with ball in hand. At dummy half, it's Ngannou. England looking to stifle the ambitions early on here. Conrad Hurrell, who we're led to believe had a bit of an injury scare coming into this match, okay to go. And taken on again, and the offload. England have to beware of the offload. Lolohea takes them 10 inside the England half. Here's Havili. England's defence being battered here, but one tackle to go. Left it comes to Ngannou, gets the kick away. He was under pressure. It maybe wasn't as deep as he was hoping. Tupu keeps it alive. It's a penalty for England, offside. A push, the referee says, and it will be England's head and feet.
A good decision. They're playing on here. The crowd still think it's all on. It's a penalty England on the 20-metre area, so they'll come back for that one. One of England's great strengths in this tournament has probably been their defence, Justin, so it's going to be thoroughly tested today.
It will be, but what I liked about that is they put some pressure on Ngannou there. They put the kicker under pressure, and as a young halfback, he's going to expect a lot of white jerseys in his face this afternoon.
Well, I've not heard a word either of you two fellas have said so far. I can see your lips moving. I can see your lips moving.
It's all good.
I can hear you now. I can hear you now. Wow, every tackle is greeted like that. Watkins out of dummy half. Graham now, running back down the channel. Here's Hodgson. Brown on the inside. Back for Hill. Hill putting on the footwork, trying to batter his way through. We were talking to Josh Hodgson earlier this week, about the atmosphere, and he said, you know what, players on the field don't actually notice the atmosphere once you get into the game. I suspect he's noticing this noise.
I think he's telling you fibs.
Here's Burgess. Chance to break. Looking maybe to keep it alive, but down he goes. Ryan Hall at dummy half. Back to Gale again. Up goes the kick. Not the best from him. McGilvray will catch and deflect. Oh, he's given it away. Given it away in taking the risk. And Tonga have it back again on the 20.
Well, I thought it was a great catch, and he had to take the punt, McGilvray. Watkins was sniffing around him. The fact that he went to a red jumper, they're coming up that play as well. Exciting start.
Oh, it's dropped. Referee says play on. Tonga still have possession.
Hold, Josh, hold, mate, hold.
Referee, by the way, we didn't give him a name check, so to speak, earlier is Matt checking. Video referee, should we need him, Ben Thaler is in the box, and Chris Butler, Robert Hicks running the lines, by the way. Here's Tomalolo, the wrecking ball that is Jason Tomalolo. Yards after contact as ever, but they're on the 6th again, so Havili takes it out. Widdop carefully draws it in, and he's gone over. Now, has he hurt himself here, Gareth Widdop, or was that a slip? It's just a slip, I think. McGilvray. England looking to organise themselves here from deep. Here's Hall.
Really looking forward to the involvement of 4 wingers here. You've got McGilvray, who's been in fine form, Hall, high-quality player. Then you've got Tupu and Fusatua on the opposition side. They're going to have big involvement, all 4 players in this game today.
Here's Burgess, that's the 5th. So England just inside Tongan territory are going wide to Brown. McGilvray lets it bounce, and it will be a Tongan head and feet at the scrum.
Well, a couple of things early. I don't think England's last 2 kicks have been all that hot. They've decided to put the ball high. I'd like it to go a whole lot deeper so they can challenge Tonga to get out of their 10-metre and 20-metre area. But it's been a ferocious start. They're not missing each other. Here's the catch from McGilvray and the flick pass. Wow, Whitehead, if he gets that, he's under the sticks.
Come together, Josh. I'll wait for the outball. Thanks, Gareth. All right, seconds long.
Ngannou, the young New Zealand warrior, very much on home territory here, will feed the ball. It's only his 5th international, though, for Tonga. He's highly inexperienced, as is the man alongside him, Lolo Hare of West Tigers, but they've had a very decent tournament so far between them.
Chris, Sam, mate, all the way, mate.
Very much the focus coming into the game would have been on those 2, no doubt about the big men, but what kind of craft can the halves cut out as well? Havili. Here's Hurrah.
Josh up!
Havili up again.
Chris, last goal.
They're on to the final tackle. Havili goes wide. It's Lolo Hare who puts it high. Widdop stands his ground and leaps and takes. And England will start from there.
Yeah. Bit overcooked the kick. Widdop had the opportunity. They've still got to catch it. Turned his back to protect himself against the oncoming Tongan traffic.
Watkins.
Hold, 3.
Whitehead.
Andrew, and again, mate, give him room.
This is Hodgson now, his size is up at dummy half once again, looking on the inside where Hill is waiting. He's almost through here, Chris Hill. That's a very decent carry by the Warrington prop. The kick is again looked for the corner. Daniel Tupu will take it, and a decent England chase will keep Tonga rather down there.
Well, Hodgson got the kicking duties there. Decided to nail a kick towards the corner. The England chase up to it. Daniel Tupu, a very dangerous runner himself.
Shoulder, off the ball. 3.
Maho.
James away. Hold, 4.
Andrew Fafita half through with the offload as well. From England's point of view, it's just as well it didn't go to hand straight away. Will Hopewati will search for a bit of width on that right-hand side. And they've got an opportunity there momentarily for Fussy Tua, but England's defence is quickly across to close that chance. Sixth tackle coming up. Where they're going with it. Left-footed slide kick which bounces straight into the hands of McGilvray. His go forward is limited to that, but he'll be happy to have it back again here.
Well, a couple of things there. I don't know if you picked up just in the offload football from Tonga. Could be a real problem for England if they allow them to do that. A couple of offloads in that sequence made that set 6, 7, 8, 9 tackles long in effect.
Tonga certainly playing to their strengths in the opening minutes of this game, going through the middle with their big men. And the one luxury they do have with Fafita and Tomalolo is not just their size.
That's a great ball from Graham. That's got Widdop on the loose. Gale is up there trying to get with him. Widdop now ducking away. He has support from Burgess, but he's still going here, Widdop. And eventually stopped 20 metres out. Great moment for England.
Great break from Gareth Widdop. Great inside ball.
Gale's going for the chip early here as well. Hall's up there. And I think they might have given a penalty away, have they?
That's head and feet to England, surely.
England feed, mate.
Yeah, it is a scrum. It is England's head and feet.
I think that's an area that they'll definitely target for the game. With the Tongan big men in the middle of the field, we can see a great inside pass there from Graham to Widdop, and I think that's an area that they'll definitely target for this match. Try and get the big men to move laterally in and that A defender and that marker, and that's a great line break, and that'll do their confidence a world of good.
Great kick to finish the set as well from Luke Gale.
Real indication that they're keeping their heads in amongst all this noise and all this emotion. He's been a revelation, hasn't he, at full back, Gareth Widdop? It's Gale. Back it comes to Kevin Brown. They're trying to craft something here. There's got to be an opening try for Jermaine McGilvray. It's now 10 consecutive matches in which he has scored for England, and England's craft, from the moment that Widdop made the break to the moment that McGilvray touched down, was something to behold.
Well, it's smart football. The break initially, but the big play from the scrum. Gale goes into the teeter line, so does Brown, attacking the outside defenders, and it's just a catch and pass to get McGilvray into the corner.
That's why I love Widdop at fullback. It gets him a pass wider. Brown gets to deliver the pass to Widdop. He's smart enough and experienced enough to ball play on the back of that or use his strength, which is running. On that occasion, chose to pass to McGilvray, who's been one of the form players of the tournament so far, and they go in for the first try.
Well, here's the play from the scrum. Hodgson releases Gale in at the line, Brown in at the line. I love it. And Widdop, just with a 2-on-1 at the end. He's the right man for that job. You're right, Justin.
Does it so well, Gale, diving into the line too, doesn't he? He just sucks in those defenders and opens up or conserves the space on the outside.
Well, Gareth Widdop's kick here is in exactly the same position. When we were down on the side of the pitch, he was practicing his kicking from exactly that position. It was almost as if they anticipated that is the most likely area in which they were going to score. So all his kicks were from here. So he knows the range. Has he got it this time? Oh yes, he has! With the help of the upright, the ball bounces in. It was a nerve jangler, but it still counts. And England lead by 6 points to 0.
Yeah, great starts. The inside ball initially. This is a scrum play. And it was on the back of the James Graham superb inside ball to Gareth Widdop.
Well, it's quietened the crowd. It's not silenced them exactly, but it has quietened them down a little bit. I think we're down to grand final levels at this stage. Tukiaho, who's been missed, certainly was missed in the last game for Tonga because of a knee injury, but he's been very much a star of the tournament. He's the man who's restarted here. Hodgson again at dummy half. Burgess on his inside again to test out that resolve, but boy, there's some big bruising shoulders in amongst those Tongan middles. Penalty again for England, and that's going to settle things down again a little here.
Which way, mate?
Well, we've seen England struggle with giving penalties away in these, they're not warm-up games, the early rounds of the World Cup. It's nice to see them having the discipline of mind, discipline of controlling the ball, superb ball movement, and they're getting the benefits with a penalty there from the referee.
Here's Whitehead.
Together.
Hodgson in at dummy half. Less than 40 away, 5 tackles still to go. Hill's the man who fancies the job here to take them on again and put England a little closer. Hodgson. James Graham is pawing the ground and gets the pass away to Gale. It's a little loose, picked up by Bateman. Hurrell quickly on his case. James Graham stayed down, by the way. He looks in a bad way at the moment, James Graham. O'Loughlin. That's a concern. Referee stops the clock because Graham's in the way of things.
Well, it was tight, wasn't it, the play? And Gale nearly got robbed as well, so James Graham certainly took one for his troubles. I didn't see whether he was late or not, but he certainly copped one in the ribs there.
So hard to brace yourself for the contact after you've relaxed and passed the ball. For England's sake, I hope he's okay. I've been impressed with Burgess' start to the game. His involvement's been very good. He's had 3 or 4 hit-ups. He's had strong carries. He's earned his team a penalty down the other end. Here's the replay. Takiaho he's just relaxed his body there. He's a tough character.
Well, there's another one we were talking to in the build-up during the week, and he said to me, "Are you looking forward to the game?" And he said, "Looking forward is not the right phrase, because it's going to be such a physical challenge. It's going to hurt, but certainly very excited about it. He's going to be okay." He's staying on the field anyway for the time being. Gale dummies to a couple. Hill now will take it in. Hodgson lines up at dummy half. Final tackle to go again. Brown with the chip. That's well flighted. It's taken easily by Tupu, but look how close he is to his own line. Close enough to encourage that England defence to push him back, but they hang on to Tonga. But they've got a lot of work to do. Look at England's response in defence here.
Yeah, they're vigorous. Their line speed's good. Look at that line speed from England.
And James Graham, who was lying on the ground in agony just a couple of minutes ago, is leading the challenge. Tomalola, his threat diffused on that occasion. Fafita, good offload, but there goes Watkins all over Hingana. They're going to have to kick here soon because they're running out of tackles, but they can always make the break, of course. And Conrad Hurrell now on the end of great stuff from Lolohea. The pass on to Fusitoa inside for Hurrell again, and it's going to be Jennings, held up just short, but he's tackled, and then he passes the ball. Well, it was thrilling stuff from the Tongans, but in the end, the Australian referee, Matt Chechin, decides the tackle was completed before the pass was made. Well, penalty for England.
First and foremost, breathtaking from Tonga. They've decided to spread the ball because England brought the heat with kick pressure in singles. Watch here. They're out in the break. They're broken free now, the Tongan side, and then it becomes a 3-on-1 and a 2-on-1. So Ryan Hall and Gareth Widdop have the devil's own jobs to do, and you thought every day of the week they'd score here, but what great cover. Look at that man, it's that James Graham. He was down on his haunches 30 seconds ago with no ribs left. That's the right decision from the referee. His ankles, his elbow was touching the ground.
What a chase back from the England players. Very impressive.
The big fellas as well, wasn't it? As you said, Graham, Burgess very much involved. And O'Loughlin will take it forward. It's an incredible battle so far as Hodgson goes out of dummy half. He hits the shoulder of Hurrell, but comes bouncing back and makes the break here. Hodgson, super stuff. Chopped down by Hopewati, but look now where he's put England here. He's hurt though, is Hodgson. He's taken a real bang to the knee.
Well, they're making breaks, both teams, aren't they?
Back through the middle again, England. Just looking to use some footwork, change of angles. He bounced off Conrad Hurrell on the right edge there and bounced back through the middle. Here we go. Bounces off Hurrell, comes back through the middle, uses a bit of footwork, gets past Takiaho. It's fairly innocuous there. I'm not sure what's happened to his knee.
Oh, is it a hamstring? he's back to his feet.
He's from Hull, mate. They're tough there.
Thanks, mate.
We're getting lots of references to the toughness of Hull, aren't we, in this programme today? Look at that. Look at all those Tongan supporters. There are, in that crowd, there are 4,000 or 5,000 England supporters here today.
We've got time out.
But there's 25, 26, 27,000 Tongan supporters. It's the biggest crowd here at Mount Smart since 1995, when the Auckland Warriors played one of their inaugural games against the Brisbane Broncos. And the Brisbane Broncos coach that day, Wayne Bennett. And here he is again, essentially, as the away team coach. O'Loughlin. Brown with a pass, Whitehead with a dummy, and he's got support from Widdop, who's very close, surges for the line. The referee's going to ask the question here.
Thanks, mate. Okay, mate. I've got no try, Ben.
Okay, mate.
Confirm double movement, please, mate.
Okay.
Double movement is what they're looking for.
So the live call on the field is no try. Yes, please.
Tackle 5.
Now, I would like it full speed to start with.
Sorry, tackle 4.
So thank you very much. Right. What I need to determine is if a player has hold of him at this point on the ground, the ball can't have touched the ground. At that point, no, he doesn't. Ball can't have is still up, and the ball is then grounded. Can I have it from that other angle again, please? Yep. Just slow down on this. So the man, at the point when the ball arm touches the ground, has fallen off the tackle. There is nobody holding him, so he can play on. The ball is still up in the air, it's still up, and the ball is now grounded on the line. Therefore, I've got my decision, and I'm going to the ball.
So the decision comes, and we know what it's going to be. England have the try. Widdop has his second. And English fans all around are on their feet and cheering. What a wonderful start this has been for England in this semi-final.
Well, this is great play from England. O'Loughlin and Brown at the line, which releases Whitehead on an inside shoulder, breaks the tackle. Widdop's in support again, and the referee, the video referee, explained it way better than I could. There was no defender on him. He's allowed to play on, so he bangs the ball on the line.
Well, you might get the feeling that the Tongan supporters are not happy with that decision. Widdop's kick is good again. It's 2 out of 2, but as far as England's start's concerned, it's a 10 out of 10 performance. So far, they lead by 12 points to 0.
It's great ball movement here. O'Loughlin involved. Does well to push through that hole, Widdop, and realise there's no defender on him and continue on. To execute that play, the passes have got to be right on the button, and O'Loughlin started that play there. And talking before the game, Nobby, he's world class. He is really world class player.
Absolutely, absolutely, 100% world class.
So Graham will lead the charge again.
And let's not forget, it was a try-scoring effort at the other end from James Graham. There'd just been, of course, there are so many good stories at the moment for this England team in relation to. We talked about the emotion of the Tongans and how we can get up. We've seen plenty of emotion from the England team.
I mean, it's been absolutely perfect, hasn't it, from their point of view, the way it's gone so far. And we hark back to that mid-season game against Samoa when, you know, ahead of the game, a lot of people thinking, oh, this is going to be a tough task for England, and they played one of their best performances for many a year in that mid-season international. And they're putting together something similar here. This is Burgess. 5 gone, here comes the 6. Shuffle back to Gale again, who puts the kick downfield for Hopewati to go cantering after. Well pouched, but well chased, in fact over-chased, offside. I think it was John Bateman who's been pulled out by the referee.
He said he was in front of the kicker, Kevin Brown. Went 2 passes for the Brown kick. And the short side players that eventually making the tackle were a couple of metres in front of Kevin. Offside.
I really like the positive style that England are playing. They don't mind moving the ball in their own end. They're aggressive with their defence. It's a real positive style of rugby league.
That's a good effort from Tomalolo. You're not going to keep him quiet for the whole of the game. There'll always be at least 1 or 2 incidents that he makes his mark, however well he's marshalled. Maho. Will Hopewati in at dummy half. Taken on again by Tokihaho. The Sydney Roosters prop. He's Auckland born, is Tokihaho. Havili. Lolohea. Looking for the outside. Well, I think there's a miscommunication there. Not sure what they were attempting.
And it's 7 tackles as well, because he kicked the ball dead in goal, which gives England the extra play from the 20 metres. Dangerous ball runners, the Tongas. If you leave them alone, they get around the side of you. It opens up opportunities for them. England are going to have to manage that.
But an example there, Justin, of this inexperience in the halves.
Yeah, Lolohea there, he would have been best just to take the tackle, but he's got the attitude, he loves rolling the dice, but he'll learn over time. Hopefully not today.
Whitehead. Here's Hodgson at dummy half. Brown now. Gale goes wide quickly. The ball's been dropped at least by 1, maybe 2. I think the referee will go with the first knock on. It'll be Tonga's head and feet.
I think the England players were claiming that they probably batted it back and it was knocked on by Fussy Tua.
Almost on the outside of Harrell there. And he looks like he's pulled up a little bit lame. He's got that leg bandaged heavily, whether it's his hamstring or not. Last week against Lebanon, he got shown up a few times, just a little bit indecisive in defence. So I've seen Burgess go down that edge a couple of times already today. So we might see a little bit more attack at Conrad Harrell's centre position before the day's out.
Yeah, a lot of the talk yesterday at the 2 captains' runs was that Tonga would be making a few late changes to the 17 they announced because of the bangs and bruises in their side, but they have stuck with the advertised 17.
James, come on!
Jennings.
Come, James.
Daniel Tupou, another of the Roosters. Scotland fans will remember him scoring a couple of tries against them earlier in this World Cup. Here's Maho. Havili is the dummy half. Fafita offers it back on the inside. But again, they reach the final play here to Tonga. The kick is Lolahea's, but it's much too close for Ryan Hall. He's going to take those all day, isn't he?
Well, that's the difference in the quality of kicking at the moment. England have managed to produce a couple of kicks with pressure and have created a lot of pressure on the catches of the Tongan team. In fairness, Hall and McGilvray, the 2 or 3 times they've had to catch the ball, they've been under very little pressure.
One of the trump cards of the Tongan team is their 2 wingers on the end of kicks, so they'll need to continue to pressure the young halves with their kicking to make it easy for McGilvray and Hall.
Here it is, fellas.
Just saw a shot there at Tom Burgess, is about to come on from the interchange bench. This might be a 40-20 attempt here, but it's cut out by Hopewati, and I think that's the first involvement of Tom Burgess. Big shoulder, big tackle. Tupou. What have you spotted, Brian Noble?
It's just that it's becoming a little bit harder for the bigger Tongan players to get behind the ball. He's played 3 or 4 now and just back in place for Tita.
Harrell. Lots of energy, lots of presence, but Plenty of determination for those England defenders. There's been one left on the ground again. I think it might be Hodgson who's stayed on the ground behind the play. It's a penalty here for Tonga. And just the awarding of a penalty has lifted the volume by 100 notches.
Hodgson's down in back play, getting attention there from the trainer. Looks to be in a little bit of pain.
Is that the same knee that he was that was hurting a little earlier?
Yeah, I think it is. Got a fairly decent replacement to come on though, if they should have to do that. To get my vote, James Roby.
He's been great this tournament, hasn't he? What a luxury to have. You know, one of the best hookers in the world, sitting on the bench, and he comes on when you take another hooker that's must be in that same bracket, you know, in the top half dozen players in their position.
Let's have a look at this, see if there's any contact here. Maybe just a little bit of an overstretch there from Hodgson. It's a real hobble, isn't it, as he comes to the sidelines. You talk about him being from Hull, I think you'd have to prize him away from Canberra at the moment, wouldn't you? He's absolutely loving life in the Australian capital, is Josh Hodgson.
And playing very well as well. I like the makeup of the England bench. Now, we just talked about Roby. With Tom Burgess, we saw his first involvement, a good strong tackle. Walmsley's been outstanding throughout the tournament as well, and you throw in Ben Curry there as well. It's a really strong bench. They come on and they can make a difference.
Well, James Roby's having to wait to come on. I think he was pleading his case there with Robert Hicks on the sidelines, and eventually he's won that argument, so he can come on. Alex Walmsley is about to come on, as we say. Hodgson limps away. And here comes Takihaho. Big test of England's defence here, with plenty of tackles to come. Almost ripping through. Mahu with the offload has given it away, and the test is passed at the very first from England's point of view.
Well,
Watkins.
That's a get out of jail card from the Tongans, passing the ball straight to the England player on play 2, because they were looking to be threatening. Well, that's the thing you're going to get with this England team. If you fly at the line and try and bash them, you might get hurt yourself.
Well, Tom Burgess must be made out of steel. They absolutely flew at him, and he bounced through. Gale goes left to Bateman, who puts the step on and offloads back to Gale, who's lost it in the tackle. Picked up by Fasitua, and he's an exciting runner. And Tonga looking to come left here. This is Hingano with the ball away. 6 tackles start from here. Tomalola is running in hard, but the handbrake was put on quickly. Hingano comes inside again for Fifita. Opawati. Here's Terepo from Parramatta. It's now in the hands of Ngannou again. Jennings, one of the superstars in this Tongan side. Tupu. Back again to Hingano. This now is Fifita running across the face of those defenders and slips a good ball away. Sukamanu now on that right-hand side. Huru taking on 2 defenders, somehow gets the pass out. It's basketball style at the moment. But there's a knock-on at the end, and England survived once more.
Tonga just lacking a little bit of rhythm with their attack. They seem to be a little bit flat. They don't have the waves of attack that the England team have when they've got the ball. But I'm loving the scramble defence from England.
Just the 2 exact points I was going to make, Justin. England have been really good defensive in this tournament. And the danger from Tonga is if you let one of these big blokes get away and they find an offload or run to the side of you. But the number of white shirts in the frame, that's Tom Burgess. Welcome to England. Oh no, where are we, Auckland?
We're in New Zealand. Siliva Havili absolutely smashed.
Radio. Come together. Seconds lock, please come in. Wait for the out call. Down nice and tight, Will. Thank you. Out.
First drive in by Ryan Hall. Boy, if these wingers put some yards on in this tournament so far, especially this fella, McGilvray, picked up touch to the ground. There's not many that do that to Jermaine McGilvray.
Time out, tackle 2, go back onto the
He'll
mark.
keep coming.
Go back onto the mark, mate. Wait, what? Wait.
Referee wants to make sure everything's okay here. Burgess. Notice that brother George is here today as well, watching from the sidelines. It's Walmsley.
Off the ball.
Roby's up there quickly. Burgess again, Tom.
Andrew out last. What you working, mate, okay?
They're on the last. Kevin Brown. Kick away ahead of the challenge from Fafita. Caught superbly well by Daniel Supu, who's got a bit of space in which he can run, but I think it's Kevin Brown underneath all of that who got his body in the way of it. And a lovely stepping, sliding run again. This time from Jennings, and they'll get a penalty for the holding down there. James Roby feeling he had to hang on because the momentum was very much in Tonga's favour.
Yeah, not a bad decision to give away a penalty there. Well and truly on the back foot after a couple of decisive runs on the back of a poor kick from Brown. Been very good in the first 20-odd minutes kicking. The last couple of kicks have been a little bit scratchy.
There goes that Tonga chant again. At some point in the game, they will start to sing hymns, these Tongan fans, and it is spine-tingling when they do that. It's tended to be in the second half of the matches we've seen so far. Katoa, and here comes Serepo. It's a good effort. They've still got 3 tackles to go here. Hingano, Fafita, fancies he can see the line well enough to get there, but he's lost the ball.
Well, that's another let-off for England. And I think if England have got any concerns going towards this second half, don't give the Tongans broken field play to run in. We've seen a couple of bad kicks that Justin's highlighted, which has given Tupou the chance to find some broken space, and Jennings has flown out of dummy half, and it's really enabled them to get to the right part of the field.
They've used Fafita in that play a couple of times already. They used it against Lebanon last week, and the exact same result. I think he spilt the ball in the tackle. Interesting move from the Tongan team. Jason Taumalolo's come from the field, and you wouldn't imagine he's going to come back on before half-time. Arguably one of their best players, and for North Queensland, plays 70-80 minutes sometimes. So whether or not he's struggling a little bit, or if it's a tactical move from the coaching staff.
Here's McGilvray, by the way, the completion rate for England, hoping not to jinx them here, 87%, which is much better than their tournament generally.
And you find that when they hang on to the ball, they get penalties as well, so they're probably winning the penalty count. I'm not sure what that is, if I could... Yep, 4-3.
Gale's touch finder. Ben Murdoch-Masila is on the field now, on his way to Warrington, of course, next year. Murdoch-Masila, after a barnstorming year with the Salford side.
He's had a barnstorming World Cup as well, Dave. Out on that right-hand side, every time he's been on the field, he's created something.
Tom Burgess. He's certainly given this English side something since he's been on the field. Walmsley now. That rampaging effort of his again takes England 20 metres out. 3 tackles to go. Central, great position. Roby goes left. Gale switches back to O'Loughlin. O'Loughlin searches for what might be on offer down the middle. Backing in. Roby quickly up there. Burgess gets it on. Gale again. Widdop's quick hands. Bateman, well read by the winger there, Fussy Tua. And the ball's been lost by Bateman, and you have to say, wonderful wing play in defence from Fussy Tua.
Well, it had to come because they created numbers, England, and didn't execute the play. Fussy Tua had no other option. He had to nail Bateman or it was a try, and he does that. Watch this. Playing at the line, good hands from Widdop, boom! Didn't miss him, did he?
Here come the hymns, Dave. Here come the hymns.
Thanks, fellas. Let's go. Stay in. Wait for the outcall. Wait for
Almost as good as Red Robin, eh, Justin?
Almost.
out.
So Tonga looking to bring it clear.
Short side hole.
And there's the man of the moment on the sidelines. Tongan supporters would love to see him on the field. Offload is good. Katoa. Another good carry by Terepa. Murdoch Nasela. Well, a thunderous roar going up around the stands again as Tonga bring it forward with bruising intent here. Conrad Hurrell takes three of them to drag him down. They're on the last. How good is the six tackle play here from the Tongans? As Kingano, left-footed kick is not a bad one. McGilbray's under pressure, doesn't get to it. Kevin Brown is there, and England survive another scare.
Great support for the winger there. Kevin Brown working hard to get behind the ball, and if he didn't work hard to get there, possibly it falls into the Tongan hands. Great teamwork there from the 5'8".
Just about to make the same comment about the number of white jerseys in and around the ball. There were 5 there compared to the 3 Tongans.
Hall.
Up now, Ben Hall.
Here's Roby. Watkins. Searching out the middle again, making those
Singer off the ball.
Tongan middles work hard.
Hold. Go through.
Burgess.
Release now.
Penalty for England.
Leg pull.
Second effort in the tackle from Tonga.
Well, he thinks he's had a pull at Sam Burgess' leg here.
Yeah, mate.
I think Lola here is round the leg, is he, or over the top, trying to buy himself some time. Anyway, it's a penalty. We didn't quite see how he went on with it.
Thanks, mate.
Walmsley will drive it in with the hymn singing as an accompaniment. Quickly to his feet. England in terrific position again here. Burgess, another wave of attack from the wall of white. Roby stands and looks. Graham to his right, Walmsley to his left. It's into the hands of Graham, but Burgess, Tom Burgess knocks it on. I think that's the first handling error on the run from England. No advantage for Tonga, and so it'll be head and feed for the side in red.
Well, he's saying he got no advantage. I thought it was play 2, that.
Yeah, it's an unusual decision there. Either should have most probably been a penalty or a scrum and loose head to the England team.
Come together, fellas.
Well, both teams are guilty of giving away on early plays. Play 2 here, play 2 there. Another one for Tonga. They'll try scoring opportunities in the opposition 10-metre area.
Come together. Wait for the outcall, fellas. Wait for it. Wait. Out.
So England looking to put the vice-like grip on again in defence here, helped by that
Stand now, mate.
fumble.
Hold. Go.
Just took out the sting on Ngano's run. England scrambling away again, making sure their opponents are kept to a minimum. Here's Mahu,
Off the arm. Go 3.
collected by Katoa. This is
Play on.
Pangal Jr., who's lost it, and up in possession come England again. Burgess, Sam Burgess to his feet. Walmsley now. Well, they're back where they were just a few moments ago.
Come back, fellas. Hold. Wait.
An opportunity to execute a little more efficiently this time. Graham with a step.
Ben out. Come.
Roby. Gale. Burgess. Meat and muscle needs meat and muscle. And the answer is stop, 10 metres out. Walmsley threading to run over the top of them on tackle 5. Here comes the last. Roby skips it out quickly. Gale gets it where he wants it. Widdop trying to create a bit of space here. He got a kick away. It's knocked on by Will Hopewati. And this should be England's head and feet again here.
Well, he got swamped there, Widdop, because they created the numbers again, England. He found a kick. I think this is England's head and feet at the scrum. I think Hopewati's knocked on here.
Yeah.
What a great piece of skill. In traffic, somebody got their arms wrapped around you, drop it onto the toe and just put enough weight on it. There's the interception there from Sam Burgess. And here we see Widdop. A couple of players all over him, puts it on the boot. And that's a knock-on from Hopewati.
England feed, mate.
I think England fans were kind of... The jury was out on Gareth Widdop as an England player with his previous performances for England, but he's been an absolute revelation at this tournament, hasn't he?
Will, hop in, look.
He's
Will,
been
get
terrific.
tight, mate. That's not in. Will, get in. Will.
Jermaine McGilvray's not fed many scrums. Brown. Watkins. England massed.
On the mark.
Options right and left. Here they come down the middle. Tom Burgess this time keeps the ball safe as he drives it in on tackle 2. They're only 5 away. Another try here would help, but it's Sam this time who can't keep hold. He's claiming it was knocked away by a Tongan defender. The referee wants none of that. But hang on, the touch judge does. The touch judge on the far side has intervened here. Sam Burgess was adamant that a Tongan player knocked it out. And it's Mr. Butler on the far side who I think is in agreement, and England will get the head and feet here.
Well, let's have a look a little bit closely. Gale goes right into the teeth.
Yep. Just a finger touch there, wasn't it?
Yep.
Sam Burgess is giving Lola here all sorts of nightmares. He doesn't know if to stay back, come up.
And that's what's been missing from the England team. A bit of a threat on the left-hand side. It's helped Gale because it's Sam Burgess' get-out clause. You have to pay attention to Sam Burgess. He's running that.
Hang on, mate. Just
What a
get
chance
on the
here.
Get on the goal line now. Get on it. Get back on the goal line. Get back. Out.
Here's Brown. Bateman almost cutting through.
Just play the ball, you're holding
Roby
it in.
stands at dummy half. England standing on the brink of another try here.
Now let's go off the arm.
Back-to-back sets effectively for the Tongans to defend, more or less on their own line. Roby, Brown, back to Gale. In comes Widdop. Tries to step against the grain of the defence, but Lola here hangs on.
Hold the line, hold.
Sam Burgess down the blind side.
Off the arm.
No weakness found.
You lock him in, mate. Hold the line.
Widdop at dummy half. Gale. Oh, it's a testing pass. Well, James Roby was done no favours there with that pass. The defence rushing up right in his face. And he can't keep a hold.
Yep, he did well to get anywhere near it. The width of the pass gave the Tongans the opportunity to get forward and rush the England catchers. I think play 4 round about there. I think Kevin Brown should look to kick here because they'll see how far forward the Tongan defensive line in there. Little kick towards the second post there may prove some dividends and take a little bit of steam out of the Tongan charge.
Two minutes of the half remaining.
Come out.
And Saliva Havili looks as though he might have recovered from his collision
Rightio, fellas, come together
with
now.
the Burgess boulder. And he's going to be coming back again.
Gareth, get in, tight. Thank you. Time on. Out.
Potentially the last set that Tonga will have possession here in this first half.
Up now. Come back, come back. Hold.
Errol.
Rightio, James, up we get. Go to.
Murdoch Masilla.
James out.
Comes Pangal Jr.
Hold it. Release now, fellas. Come back, Tom. Well done, mate. Go for it.
Havili. milking this blind side here. Oh, terrific hands from Jennings. Tupu's on the fly. Pulled down. Jennings is there in support. Look how many England players are back there within about 15 metres. Just about every single one of the 13 was almost back there. So now Tonga go right. Step again from Lolohea. Puts the kick on. It's collected by Widdop. And that's okay. But England in survival mode there were terrific again in defence.
Wow, brilliant, both sides of the fence. Well done, Tonga. The pass down the sideline from Jennings to Tupu was sublime, and it broke them into the backfield. Wow, how many white shirts scrambled back, got back quickly, and defended the next play as well.
Here's Bateman. He's rugged and determined. That's 20 seconds or so of the first half. England will just want to see this out safely. Roby. This should be the last play. Well, he'll go down and the hooter will sound. And that has been a terrific first half. In terms of the two England tries that have been scored, the noise and emotion that swept down from the stands, and the performance of James Graham in particular, who I think we're going to be hearing from, chatting to Monty Beethan in just a few moments' time. What a half he's had, James Graham. And let's go down there and hear from him and Monty Beethan alongside him.
Well, Graham, there's not a lot in it. How's that contest in the middle of the field?
Oh, mate, it's tough. We've got to be on every play, but we knew that before the ball was kicked.
12 points won't be enough to win this, will it?
I don't think so. We've got to defend for our lives and keep turning up for each other.
Good luck. Well, you've been in this position before, get to tier one team. What must you talk about in the half-time right now?
Just going back to basic footy, mate. We've got to complete our sets. We chopped a few balls there in good ball, and so we've got to make up for that.
Good luck.
Thanks, man.
Short but sweet. What a fantastic first half that was. Completions and errors, big things that we've looked at throughout this tournament. 6 errors for England. They've completed 16 out of 21. But, Justin, those first few sets, they completed all of them, which is exactly what you were saying pre-match, what Brian Noble said. That's what they needed to do.
Oh, definitely. You know, and it was a really fast start to the game. I think the first sort of 9 or 10 minutes, there were no errors, and it was a fast-paced game, which suited England, which I think helped them lead to that first try. And that's the way they've got to continue to play. You've got to tire the Tongans out, and you've got to back your endurance. You know, I keep saying Tonga are a power athlete, so they're not endurance. So I think the start of the game really helped England get off to a good start.
It has been brilliant.
Yeah, really physical, really intense as we expected. And this is I think with England, what they can do is they can go toe-to-toe with all of the sides now. There's no pack more, you know, with more size and as physical as England's, in my opinion. Look, you had Burgess, Sam Burgess going at it. Then you've got Tom Burgess coming off the bench, big Alex Walmsley coming off the bench, James Graham and Chris Hill. We're a big set of forwards, and as we sort of highlighted before the game, those forwards have been integral to England starting well.
Let's go through the tries then. Start with, as ever, Jermaine McGilvray.
Yeah, but look, the start of this really was hugely important. We said about subtle play through the middle of the field. James Graham picking up an aggressive Samoan defender, picking up Gaz Widdop through the middle of the field, and those subtle plays and little pieces of play will unlock this Tongan defence, and it did here. Got them some field position, which led to the scrum, and nice play into the line, and just caught Tupu, the winger, just ball watching, didn't come up with anything, and McGilvray, as we've seen all tournament, just easy finish for him, but a well-executed scrum play, but it came off the back of the middleman.
Really surprising, because Michael Jennings and Daniel Tupu obviously played a few years together at the Roosters, and there's no better centre at checking and releasing than Michael Jennings, and it was really surprising to see Daniel Tupu just get caught in no man's land. You know,
Just a lack of concentration.
Absolutely, yeah, just a poor decision.
One play off, and at international level that cost you, and it cost Tonga there, didn't it?
But the important part in that play was the bit you highlighted at the start with James
Definitely.
Graham.
If you saw the ruck, they were both Tamalolo and Fafita just got stuck no man's land, and that opened it up for Widdop to cut the hole, and that was that first 8 or 9 minutes I was talking about. If you're going to beat Tonga, you want to play fast, and the two danger men in their pack, were the ones that got caught out for Tonga.
Yeah, and Widdop there, you know, he showed up at the right time, and he's done that throughout this first half. And you know, speaking of Gareth Widdop, he came up with a really important try to stretch it to 12-0, and again showing the importance of how England play through the middle. And O'Loughlin, Whitehead punches a line here and comes up with an offload, and from this point here, really no right to score that try, but great finish.
Absolutely, just so many runners in motion and so many options, as Wilco said, about how O'Loughlin plays. And then Hingano just got caught off guard. He turned out thinking Whitehead was just going to play a turn-up play, and then he showed and hung on to it, and poor miss from Hingano. And I actually want to give the video ref a rap, because the ref ruled no try. And the video ref said, show me at normal speed. A lot of double movements. You look at them in slow motion, every single one of them looks a double movement. But you go live speed, obviously it showed he didn't even have a hand on him. So I was glad that the decision got overturned.
That's the problem with a lot of sports, isn't it? Where you see anything in slow motion,
it just distorts it.
It distorts it, yeah.
Yeah, big decision, but more importantly for England, 12-0. And in that position there, you felt England were in control. Although Tonga were playing well, England were controlling things and looked. I thought they could have kicked on from that point, but it didn't really happen. On the back of that, Tonga were having some chances and not converting them.
Yeah, I suppose if England didn't kick on, you have to give Tonga credit for that, because their heads didn't go down, and maybe they'd be on the scoreboard with what? A little bit of calmness, a little bit of composure?
Yeah, definitely. And as you can see here, I mean, that was a great defensive set, as we highlighted live. You know, by England, they kept them within 30 metres, but the Lola here's got the capability of just cutting you up when nothing's on you. It reminds me a lot of Sean Johnson probably 2 years ago. Not this World Cup for him, unfortunately, but this is what he can do. But this is obviously a bit of his downfall too. You know, unfortunately, he's been an amazing talent come through as an 18-year-old. I watched him play, and just not doing enough here with his kicks. You know, you've got some athletes like Fusatu'a want to score a try there, but if you don't put it high enough, it just made it an easy picking for Ryan Hall. So they're just not doing enough.
One thing I would say is that you watch Tonga being threatening and making breaks, but look at the number of England shirts. It's usually the same people. James Roby, James Graham, two guys who I've played with are always chasing back. And one thing that's really sets England apart for me is the attention to detail with defending breaks or defensive lapses. There's only usually one, never 2 or 3 consecutive.
And that's the key for England. We've said all World Cup they've made too many errors, but their scrambling defence, as Wilco said, it's been enormous, and it's kept them that 12-0 lead that easily could have been 12-all.
And of course, that first clip in that little lot that you highlighted, James Graham got back having had what looked like
he was milking it. He got hit in the ribs. Look, I know James very well.
I know you do.
He was blowing it. It's been a tough first half, and he thought, I'll have a few minutes on my haunches here. But no, I'm joking. It was an exceptional chase back. And, you know, at half-time now, Christian Wolf, will be trying to just, I think, subtly motivate his team. I think they can be smarter on the ball. I think their execution can be better. If you look at the guys who he's talking to here, he's got his 7, his 9. He's got his full-back, Will Hopoate. He's just trying to get some execution into those guys. Just, I think, emphasise that. Whereas differently, Wayne Bennett here I think he'll be talking about errors again. And he'll be talking about, look, guys, if we'd have put another 10, 15 minutes at the back end of that half on Tonga, they would have been buried and they wouldn't have come back. But as it stands, look, last against New Zealand, Tonga was 16-2 down, and they came back. And to come back again here, they're going to need some big help, and they've got some big boppers who can help them out massively.
They have got some big boppers. England have managed to contain the biggest of the big boppers, if we're continuing with this analogy, Justin.
Absolutely. They've done their standing job on Tamalolo, on the whole forward pack for that matter. The key is numbers in tackles, as Wilco and I were talking about earlier, and the simultaneous contact. And look what a great job James Roby does here. There's no space in the tackle. Tamalolo wants to bump you off and run again, and the numbers in tackles, I think they've done fantastic.
Yeah, if he gets you one-on-one, you're gone.
Yep.
He pushes you out the way and he plays the ball quickly, and that's what gets Tonga going. And when they came back against the Kiwis, and I think actually the Lebanon game, I think Tomalolo's carries inspired his team to get him going, and to get him going against England here, he's going to be crucial. But England have done an amazing job thus far, but more work to do.
But both coaches, with 8 minutes to go in that first half, you said to me here, massive 8 minutes this, because whoever scores the next try will feel that they have momentum. So both coaches will be saying in the dressing room, great that we didn't concede a try, or another try in that final 8 or 10
Yeah, I
minutes.
thought it was a real worrying time for both sides, or a good sign if you were to score, because I could see both teams started to make errors. In particular, England made them late in the half. But then England looked like scoring. You go to 16, 18-0, different game. But if Tonga come up with a try at the death there, 12-6, you know. So I thought 12-0 is probably a good score, I thought, by the way the game's gone. But Tonga need to be more patient. You know, they got down there and twice that made errors on early tackles on England's try line. They panicked a bit, which they haven't done, I don't think, in the World Cup.
No, and I think if you look at ways in which Tonga might try and break England down, I think at the start of the game, offloads to then play quickly, to then roll England down the field, I think they're going to create some opportunities through that. England don't need to do anything other than complete the sets, get down to the right end of the field. And if England get to points of the field like they do and play through their middleman, they'll score points in this half.
Well, we're also at the semi-final stage of the Women's World Cup. England meet New Zealand in Sydney tomorrow. They'll be looking to step up after being upset in their last group game by the Cook Islands. That was a result that meant they only made the last 4 on points difference. The other semi-final is also tomorrow, and that's in Sydney. Sees the favourites and the current holders Australia take on Canada. The final will be in Brisbane next weekend as part of a double header with the men, and all the action, all the match reports, all the results are on the Women's Rugby League World Cup section of the BBC Sport website. We will have highlights of today's game later on BBC One. That will be at 1:15. In rugby union, the autumn internationals continue. Scotland take on Australia at 2 o'clock on BBC One. After that, on BBC Two, it's Wales against New Zealand. Also on BBC Two later, we'll have highlights of England against Samoa. That will be at 7:30. And earlier on, when we were streaming the Challenge Cup, the early rounds of the Challenge Cup, if you enjoyed that, you'll be pleased to know there's plenty more on the way.
What a game of tennis. Germany are champions of the world.
Back to business in the Premier League.
Martin for the try.
I ask you this at various times during the course of a rugby league season, particularly when we're watching a physically brutal game. Would you like to be playing in this?
Yeah, without doubt. Look, you don't play rugby league unless you thrive on contact and you enjoy this and you enjoy initiating contact. Look, these are some big men and there's been some huge hits. Tom Burgess came on the field and had a huge impact. Slow motion doesn't really do it justice. You know, sometimes... The force that goes
some of them you need
in
full speed, don't you, to quite appreciate the ferocity of it.
I'm really glad John answered it that way, because he still is a current player.
Yeah.
I would have been worried that he said no, but for me, no way. I am happy to be watching those hits from here. Yeah. I don't want to be out there. That's brutal. But as John said, England are handling that. Like, Tonga have shot out of the line to really, really whack the forward pack, but as he mentioned, you know, England are up for that, which is great. The danger for England, they do have to complete their sets, but they've got to keep playing. You know, if you go into your shell, Tonga show that they'll turn something from nothing. In particular, Lola here, you know, he can just ignite something from nothing. So you can't protect a lead. You've got to go out and wear them down again, like they did in that first 20 minutes of the first half.
Imagine if you just said no. I would have ended your St Helens career right here live on television.
It would have been groundbreaking TV. Might be the first time for you.
Thanks very much. That's 1-1. I think you'll find. And this is almost a slightly daft question, but does it hurt when you're actually involved in it like that, or does the pain come later at the end of the game when the adrenaline wears off? And there's a serious point to that as well, which is there are big hits for both sides. Whichever one makes the final, they're going to be more battered and bruised than Australia, aren't they? Yeah, well, I thought, look, the hits in rugby league do hurt, but it's quite often, as we saw with James Graham, when you've relaxed, that it hurts more. When you're both ready
for contact and you initiate contact together, it often doesn't hurt.
Because they mentioned the point in commentary, didn't they, that he relaxed his body, and maybe that's why.
Look, a big week now, preparation. If England do get through, they're going to be some sore bodies, and recovery is going to be massive, as it is in the modern game. But they've got a lot of work to do before they get anywhere near Australia here.
They'll be fine, honestly. The boys play it every week, so yeah, sure, you get a bit of a bruise here and there, but they'll be fine. Whoever wins, and you know, whoever the best side of the second half will know, but whoever wins will be fine against Australia.
More of the same then in the second half, hopefully. I'll just keep wincing on my side of the studio. John will keep relishing it on that side. Back to Justin and Brian and Dave.
Well, the noise hasn't lessened much. When the players have been off the field, it's an adventure here today, it really is. You get a feeling we're on the cusp of something in rugby league terms as well. With the way Tonga have performed at this World Cup, there's a lot of talk locally about, in Australia they have the state of origin, Queensland against New South Wales. Well, look at this crowd here today. They're already talking about country of origin on a regular basis. New Zealand against Tonga. Maybe somehow throw Samoa into that mix as well. You'd sell it out, no doubt about that. But England, minds and focus fixed on Brisbane next week, leading as they do by 12 points to 0. Job so far has been good, but plenty more to do with 40 minutes left to play. Gareth Winnock gets us underway, and I'm sure a cautionary note would have been sounded in the England dressing room at half-time that in the group game, when Tonga played against New Zealand, they were trailing 18 points to 2 at this stage and swept home on a tide of emotion on the second half. England cannot take their foot off the gas here for a single moment, Brian Noble.
Not for 1 second. The example you gave there about how they came back against the Kiwis, the fact that the focus is nowhere near Brisbane yet, it will be after this second half is complete. They've got to get back to what they were doing in the first 20 minutes of that first half.
Yeah, the back half of the first half, too many errors crept in, and if they continue to start this second 40 minutes with some unforced errors, that will invite Tonga into the game.
Lollahere's kick is caught by Widdop, and England start 10 from their own line.
Up now! Come! Every tackle, mate.
It's Roby out of dummy half. So still no Hodgson on the field. We assume he's gone for the game. McGilvray. Another carry from him.
Release now, play it properly.
This is Graham fronting up with those big men again to put England on the halfway line, just short, with one play to go. Kick to come here. Back to Gale. Relatively enough time to get a big kick away, but it's caught on the full, which is always an advantage for the opposing team. And England's chase has to get up there as quickly as possible.
Well, they've got to persevere with that, England, if they grind out this first 10 or 15 sets of this first half as they did in the first half.
Was that a ball steal or was it a loose carry? Well, the referee's given a ball steal, but to my eyes from up here, it looks as though the ball was coming clean anyway.
Well, they've got a break then at the start of this second half, Tonga. Let's have a look. Will be around the ball. Yeah, he dropped the ball.
Yeah, that's a tough one. That's just a drop ball after good contact.
So it has given them an advantage here in terms of territory. Havili all over him, he says. So another penalty for Tonga. They've given the double leg up here, and a chance now to lift again as Murdoch Masila takes it close. If they score early in this second half, England are in trouble. Havili, inside it goes. Sikamanu pushing hard, 5 away. Havili's there at dummy half again, lining up to his left and right. He'll try and go himself. England's defence is too good for that.
You're short, mate, you're short. You're short, let him go.
And it's Manu who waits.
Locking him in. Goes through.
Lollahere to his right, and Manu's trying to go as well. Well, that's a dumb play, you'd have to say, because England's wall was waiting. Ngannou trying to create some numbers here. Over the top he goes.
Drops it.
Fun. Absolutely blown away that chance. Tupu couldn't keep hands on ball. And England survive a real scare.
Well, he was in. He was in. What a ball as well. Found the right pass. Oh.
What a pass from Hopewadi. Tupu spills the lollies with the line open.
Well, I think that shot tells you a story. And that was an escape for England, because concede there.
Well, there's an amber flare should have gone up with the England team. The penalties, one was harsh, I thought, but it gave Tonga field position. They're good at this part of the field. They'll find a play, they'll find an offload. They're strong ball carriers. Don't give them that opportunity. That's a penalty too.
Chance to clear their line still further, with a great deal more ease than it might have been the case. So Roby with a tap restart, and England looking to regather their composure and regather some ground here.
Hold, fellas, hold. Wait.
Roby. Tom Burgess waits, collects and charges, but they're up in his face.
Come back, fellas.
Roby again, now Graham. Warms it to his left, but Graham's going to slug it forward once more.
Keep coming, mate, make the line. Hold, locking him in.
Roby.
Go free.
Wormsley. Murdoch-Masila hits hard, but Wormsley gathers another yard or two. Still a couple of plays to go. Gale inside for Bateman. Runs into trouble straight away there. Defenders up in his face. So this will be the last. Gale puts it high. They're going to let the man catch and make the tackle there. It's not a bad place from England's point of view for Tonga to start their set.
Interesting from Tonga, three of their best forwards still on the bench for Fifita, Tomalolo and Takiahu. A couple of them standing up now. Expect them to be put into the game pretty soon, considering they're 12 points behind on the scoreboard. You want your best big men out on the field.
I think you'll be looking for a big impact from them.
Tomalolo down there is getting a lot of massage, isn't he? It looks as though they're treating on him, putting running repairs on him. That's a kick that McGillivray needs to be careful with. The chase is good. McGillivray got three straight on his case, but he bounces one away. But he can't run without his ankles. Tackled by Jennings. Here's Hall. Lifted and pushed.
Good lift from this Tongan team after this second half. Sorry, at the start of this second half.
Roby's quickly up there, and here's Bateman. Tomalolo, they just finished the massage he was having down there. There's four of them primed and ready on the touchline, waiting to get back on.
Last tackle, fellas, lock in marker. What's your kick, Matthew?
Gale's kick just dips and jags off the ground. Makes it a little more complicated, but easily back by Tupu.
James up! Keep coming, fellas, hold! Go two.
Pussy to it.
Release now, Tom! Go three.
Here's Hopewadi out of dummy half again. England right in his face. Running out of tackles here, Tonga, still inside their own half. Carried in by Pangai Jr. Here comes the last. Kick is from Lolohea. It's quite deep. But Widdop was almost in the in-goal area when he caught that, but he wasn't quite, so he has to run it clear.
There's a bit of an arm wrestle going on at the moment in relation to who can kick better than who and who can make the most metres out of their own half. I think this will help England if they can stay in this game and do this, because after the kick, this is... Wow, he's a good player, isn't he, McGillivray?
Oh, he's been outstanding this tournament.
Roby does really well as well to get over the top of the defenders to carry it on and offload to Widdop, who has a bit of width provided by Whitehead, who runs a channel that's concerning from Tonga, but they eventually make the tackle stick. But here comes Gale, and this is Burgess, and just enough of a challenge from Hurrell to put him down. And the ball has been stolen after the referee shouted hell, so I think they're going to kick for goal here, aren't they?
Well, I would. I think this arm wrestle business, we saw there the benefits of England. Dummy half running from Roby, from McGilvery. Tongans tiring in and around the middle. Stick with it, get the penalty, takes you 3 scores in front.
Up until that set, you most probably thought that Tonga had the advantage. They certainly had the territorial advantage, but a couple of really decisive runs by the England players got them on the front foot, and the penalty breaks the arm wrestle. And Widdop looks like, yes, he's going to go for the 2 points. Sometimes it's just 1 or 2 players that make that decisive run or fight that extra hard to get up and play the ball that can break those arm wrestles open for teams. And on that occasion, McGilvray and certainly Burgess at the back end contributed to England getting the advantage.
Yeah, you're bang on, Justin. Playing that patience game. Still going to have to keep playing, England, but don't close the game down. This team are too good, the team in red. They'll get you. You clock off for 1 second, they'll get you.
We saw down there a shot of Andrew Fafita pawing the ground almost. Tucky High likewise. Widdop's penalty. Has he struck gold? Yes, he has. England have a 3-score lead. Psychologically, if nothing else, that's a huge blow from England's point of view. Tonga know that the comeback has just been made a little bigger here.
Well, they're going to throw their big guns out. They've got Tamalola warming up. Fafita wants to be out on the field. Tekiaho, all 3 should be out there for me. Got to get Tonga back into the game.
They can play big minutes, all 3 of them. I mean, Tekiaho's been playing 70 minutes. Fafita can play 60, 70 minutes every week. Tamalola can play 80. My theory is get your best players out there and leave them out there for as long as you can.
And here comes Walmsley to lead England's charge back again. We know that Tokihawa was coming into this probably with an injury. He missed the game last week with a knee injury. It's an historic knee injury he's had as well. So you can only assume that he and the other 2, Fafita and Tamalolo, are clearly hurting too. But their selection was a gamble here. This is Graham. Finds a bit of ground play on, the referee says, so he gets up, but quickly Mahu is into him to put him down again. Gale back on the inside for Burgess. Tom Burgess.
Good
now comes the 6th.
Good set after points to be able to put in an attacking kick like that and land it 10 metres out from the line.
Oh, and they'll get another lot of possession here. Well, the kick on from Sam Burgess, knowing that there was a knock-on, so England get the head and feet.
That's a great result for England. Great exit set, as Justin explained to our viewers. They rock and roll. How good has James Graham been today? A little play in the middle, footwork, finds his front. He broke 7 ribs about 20 minutes ago.
They've got some world-class players in the team, England, haven't they? Mentioned Sean O'Loughlin, who, you know, I know we were talking before the game. I put him in the same category as Cameron Smith and Jonathan Thurston. He's that level of world-class player. Throw in Sam Burgess, throw in James Graham. Roby we've spoken about. Hall, McGilvray's putting himself on the international stage.
Here's Gale, and now Brown, and here's Widdop. A solid enough challenge on Gareth Widdop, wasn't it? But England have 5 more tackles to attack this Tongan line, and look how close they are. Spun back again. Another big drive. I think that was Whitehead who's in the middle of all of that. Gets up and plays it. Roby quickly out to Brown. Brown back to Gale. Inside for Sam Burgess. Looking for a little corridor. But the door slams shut in his face. Roby. Bounces to Brown. Bateman with a little bit of a step. Still a couple of tackles to go. Tonga's defence comes out quickly. Gale has it. Tom Burgess sets a platform here. Right it goes into the hands of Gale. Well, a cul-de-sac found in the end from Whitehead. I think he wanted to get in there and out there as quickly as possible. He got in there, but he couldn't get out. Neither him nor the ball could get out of it.
I liked what England saw. I would have probably preferred a little bit of a kick on the end of that play, because they create the numbers again, and Whitehead just can't quite get rid of the ball to Widdop.
I don't mind turning the ball over 10 metres out from the line. You make the 2 tackles now, they're 25 out. If you can't get a quality kick away, get your line set.
Tamalolo's back on the field. He'll be trying to inflict as much damage as he possibly can here, broken or not, on this England line. It was his defection, in inverted commas, that really set this tournament live before it began, wasn't it? Tamalolo's. Oh, the referee's decided that was knocked on.
Played the short sides well today of Tonga. There again, they created the space. Opawati attracts Bateman at the dummy half position. Hurrell gets rid of the ball. Marcella's trying to get rid of the ball. A 2-on-1 there on Carl Hall. Ryan Hall.
Good work from England, all to be on the same page. Not somebody stepping back, somebody coming forward. Once somebody engaged, they all engaged. And while they give away another set of 6, they've looked really well connected defensively this tournament, Nobby. I've really been impressed with the way they've been connected.
They're singing the hymns, by the way. This is not on the PA system. This is the crowd singing the hymns. And while that heavenly stuff goes on all around the stands, the Christ-bang wallop continues in the middle, the hell's furnace of this rugby league game. Tonga are getting close. England's defence winds itself up. Here comes Murdoch Masila. What's the referee given here?
Masilla's lost the ball. Last play.
Well, what a release for England that is.
It is.
James Roby putting his body in front of Murdoch Masila there. Great work from the little man. Maybe a hand, possibly. No, I didn't see any hand there, did you?
No. I think there were 29,000 Tongans did.
There's a lady down below us in amongst a throng of Tongan supporters who rather bravely just stood up and flown an English flag. She quickly sits down again. It's Roby. Walmsley rattling it forward again. England ramping themselves up, survived a scare or two in this second half, but they're still in the box seat at the moment. The longer the game goes on, the greater they draw belief from this Tongan side. McGilvray, the destroyer. But they're on the last here, England. Here it comes to Gale, who sticks it high in the air. Hopawati comes forward. Out comes the winger as well. Fusitoa. He's clung on somehow.
It was a great catch. A great catch, because I think Sam Burgess was competing for the ball with him in a fair jump.
Oh, hang on. Hang on. I think the touch judge might have said something here. Well, eyes on the ball. He's allowed to do that, isn't he?
That's a fair competition. He hasn't tried to tackle him at all.
Yeah, that's fine. I think it's going to be play on.
Yeah.
He's a good footballer, that Fusitoa, real athletic winger. Fortunate enough to coach him for a couple of years and really seen his development over the past 12 or 18 months. He's got a big future ahead of him.
Here's Hurrell. Not sure what went on there, but it was as if somebody pushed a button and every single Tongan fan in the ground was suddenly off their seats and waving their flags in the air. Here's Tomolola. Just imagine how loud it might get if Tonga were actually able to get themselves back into this game. Well, that'll help.
He's already made a difference, hasn't he? Tomolola.
How do you stop him?
Halfway, boys, halfway, come on.
Well, here comes drive number 1 from Manu Mahu. They're 12 away and getting closer. It's now Takiaho, time on the bench but back on the field. This is a moment that England need to stand strong. Katoa comes out. Here's Tomolola, bouncing off 2 or 3 shoulders one way, going another, but England defenders swarm around. And down he goes. Katoa. Left again, an urge and a surge from Fafita. We know what he's like. We've seen him in a grand final score from similar range. Back it comes again. Left it goes this time to Mahu. But that's 5 attempts gone. They've only got 1 left. England defending well. Hingano with a little dummy, then gets the kick away. Hall's underneath it. He's got a challenge up there as well from Fositua. Well, that is one of the ways they scored against New Zealand in the group games, with a leap of Fositua, but this time it slips through fingers and it's England's tap back on the 20.
I'll tell you what, there were 4, probably 5 white shirts in the frame when Fositua went up there. So he was hounded. He was all under pressure to make the catch. He would have been caught and barreled out. That's fantastic defence from England.
Oh, their goal line defence. Roby put his body in front of a couple of big men. Brown on that right side made a really important tackle. Their defence has been excellent.
Watkins, still going here, Callum Watkins. He steals an extra 10 metres.
He's another one who's come of age in this tournament for me.
Well, Lachlan left to Gale. Hall finds himself in the left centre's position.
I think he's so much better, Callum Watkins, when he goes looking for the ball in and around the middle, finds himself a tough carry, if you like.
100% right, 100% right. Been a great player at Super League level, and he's really starting to show that development in Super League on the international stage this tournament.
Brown, Whitehead, almost through, and Brown was there, just couldn't quite keep a hold. The referee's allowing play on here. Well, I think he was waiting to see how it finished. Thought he might be tempted to go for the video ref just to make sure that it was a knock-on and not a ball steal, but he's made the decision for himself.
Right. Just look at the number of white shirts in the frame. It's a great leap if Fositua gets there, but Gale's there, Bateman's there, Ryan Hall's doing his best to... Did he actually bat the ball out?
The crowd figure's just gone up, 30,003.
Well, there's a few sneaked in that shouldn't be here, I think. You're looking at the gates in all the corners, you can still see people coming in.
They must have counted us 3 to make the 3.
Here's Takiaho.
Release now, come back, Chris. Hole, mate, hole, go to.
Murdoch Vasilla. Good carry by him. He's going to be good for Warrington next year, isn't it? In by Lolohea. Tomolola. Looking to get to his feet quickly. It's Katoa who gets it away quickly as well. It's on by Takiaho. England's defenders having to get back quickly here. 1 play to go. Down the blind side they search. Hingano with a little chip over the top. Woodup's underneath it, but is bumped.
Tackled in there.
Oh, they didn't time it well enough. Just a little too much enthusiasm.
It's the right call. The locals are not happy about it, but it's the right call. Gareth Widdop was in the air and he tackled him.
Smart play from Widdop too. Just he knew that if he could get his legs off the ground there just for long enough, that he'd definitely get a penalty. Brave play, smart play from the fullback.
Just too quick when push came to shove. If they waited a little longer, pushing and shoving would have done the trick, but it's England who get the penalty.
Elliot Whitehead's had a big game. I think he's had his best game of the tournament as well.
There's a little bit of nonsense going on, and Fafita stepping in here with Hill, looking after his little mate. I say little mate, he's bigger than the average human being. He's just not that big as on that particular playing field, is he?
Okay, can you swap positions for me, mate? Because you went first, mate. Right away, this way, mate. This way. Nothing after this one. Come on.
So Tom Burgess will continue the charge.
Up now, fellas, let's go. Hold. Go through.
Roby left, and that's Curry on the field, isn't it? The first time we've seen him in the second half. Tom Burgess, Sam Burgess rather. One to go, so here comes Gale to hook it towards the corner again. That's another good kick, because it has put Tonga for the time being on the back foot, and Fusi Toa is limited to just 5 yards or so. What have you made of England's kicking game in this match so far, Brian Noble?
Room for improvement, but I think they're giving the chasers time to get down there in this second half. Certainly better than what they're dishing up in the first half.
Completion still up there at 82%, by the way, for England.
Shots up, make it hold. Go through. Off the ball. Hold.
Katoa. Tomalolo, look, they're going left here. They put on the shift. They put on the shift, and Jennings is putting on the afterburners, but his pass was poor behind Daniel Tupou. And it's another opportunity that when they look back at the video, in the cold light of day, they'll consider an opportunity miss.
They created another short side, didn't they? Jennings got down there, made the break. Here's a play from Jennings. Gets in between the two people, but the reflection on there is still 5 or 6 white jerseys on the scramble, so that puts him under pressure to try and find the right play, but he couldn't.
I know we've mentioned it a couple of times, but you're 100% right, Nobby. The scramble from England today has been phenomenal. You know, you talk about those white jerseys in the screen, and every time there's a line break or a possible kick to the corner, they're all working extra hard to get the ball or make the tackle.
"11 mistakes that Tonga have made, and they're behind in the penalty count as well by 8-6. Stats that are reflected in the scoreline. 2 tries. If you are joining us late, and again, fully aware that it is very early when we started the game, very early in England, but McGilvray and Widdop with the tries in the opening 15 minutes have given England this platform that you can see in the scoreline, 14-0. Here comes Hill. Sam Burgess back down the middle. Roby's in at dummy half. Gale with a probing kick towards the corner. That's a good kick. That is a terrific kick. It'll take a very good play for Tonga to get out of here. They tried it, but they couldn't pull it off. England's chase superb.
That's the first-class kick that you want. That's Gale being smart, kicking the ball in the in-goal, getting the ball back, and tiring red jumpers coming back in and around the middle. The big blokes doing their job and pounding away and taking the juice. And then Luke Gale doesn't quite come up with a tackle, Luke Gale.
But he bumped him a little bit.
He bumped him. Waited till the rescue came.
Toki Hoho with a kick. Brown with a catch. Hill with a return. Here he comes on the charge. England setting up camp inside the Tongan half here. Burgess, Tom Burgess, that's a good carry. That's a terrific carry from Thomas Burgess, who's put England right back where they want to be here, 15 yards away. Roby comes out. Gale sweeps it away. Widdop with a time pass. Bateman back on the inside. England have their 3rd try, and they have 1 foot in Brisbane already if this is given. Matt Chechin
I got tackled 3, mate.
He's going for the video.
Try.
I think what we missed there was him saying he thought it was a try on the field.
So we're looking for obstruction.
They're looking for obstruction. Here's Ben Thaler.
We're looking for obstruction, see if the man gets through the line, and if the defence is impeded. Live call is a try. Thank you. So look for this angle. Always pass. Okay, that's good. It's fine. On the inside show, that's fine. The ball is gone. In my opinion, he's not obstructed. We can play this on. Keep going to the grounding. I'm happy to play on from this. Yes, tighten on the grounding. Happy there's no obstruction. Okay, I have my decision. I'm going to the board.
England's try. It's looking now as though it's going to be England's semi-final. John Bateman's score. It's a long way back from Tonga. England are getting closer to Brisbane.
They certainly are, and that's just pressure. The middles in the English middles are just pounded away. Tonga look really tired. That makes that defending on your edges very, very hard, and that's tired defence. That's what England have done to them through this game.
Set up by a great charge from Tom Burgess in the middle. Made a 15, 16-metre run. Got a reasonably good play of the ball. And the play from Widdop, you know, the double pump to hold up the defender and put Bateman over. Great work there from Widdop.
So here's Widdop's conversion attempt, and he's nailed that as well. He's not done a lot wrong tonight, has he, Gareth Widdop? And at 20 points to nil, England know now. It is very nearly job done. Tonga have to score 4 times to get this semi-final back on again.
Well, there's Tom Burgess. And we talked about the physicality of the Tongans. You know what, in the end, England have been just as physical and got out on top.
But all that's served to do is ramp up the noise a little bit more. The Tongan fans are not going to go home quietly. Justin Morgan, how are Australia looking at this England performance, do you think?
I think they know they've got a challenge on their hands. They really haven't had to really get out of first gear for the tournament. I was impressed with England right in game 1. There was interesting comments from the coach when he mentioned that England have to play their best at the back end of the tournament, not the front end of the tournament. And I think they've really built their performances over the rounds and into the quarterfinals. And now this is most probably one of the more complete performances from any team in the competition so far. So if they play like this, and as Nobby's alluded to, can make sure that their kicking game is on song, they will definitely trouble the Kangaroos.
Well, Tonga might not have finished yet. By the way, if you got up early this week, your reward is you don't have to get up quite as early next week for that final in Brisbane. It's looking now, with 12 minutes to go, like England against Australia. But England players on the field will want to hold their concentration here. Fafita. Lost it, stolen, penalty, Tonga. Havili with a quick tap. Ngannou offers it on to Tomalola. Havili again. Ngannou's pass. They've got a few numbers there, but England's defence is tight. Watkins came in and made that tackle. Ngannou. They're just asking the big men to try and make something happen here. Takahao. Havili. Ngannou's pass away. It's wide. Still got a couple of plays to go. Ngannou again. Fafita. Bowls it away to Murdoch Masila. Over the top to Hurrell. Back to the middle comes Fusi Tua. Lolohea. Namahu. Oh, it's lost. It's lost. Widdop picks it up. And you get a sense that Tonga now, if not before, are beginning to lose belief.
Well, they've tried everything, and you know what? England have been up to everything. That was a set where they tried to probe every hole and offload the ball at Fafita, got one away, and you're looking for a break or a chink in this English line, but there hasn't been one.
Off the ball, fellas.
Bateman. It's a place on the field he'll feel uncomfortably comfortable, isn't it? John Bateman down the middle, he loves the physicality.
Jason, thank you.
Roby.
Help! Last tackle, fellas, lock in a marker.
Here's Gale's kick. Two underneath it, claims it. Burgess up there in his face. They've got to take risks, they keep it alive. Hopewati. Solid effort by Kevin Brown. Here's Herald. Tomalolo. His threat has been kept to an absolute minimum in this game. Havili. Fafita. Lovely little flick from the big man. Hopewati's joining up the dots here. Fasitua has nowhere to go. England's defence turning a potential into a cul-de-sac. But they go left. Here's Ngano. Kevin Brown holding on, holding on. Ngano has to flick the ball away. Tokiaho tries to straighten up. England's defence is ready for that.
James, last tackle. Hold, fellas, wait. Go.
So on the last play, Lolohea with a lovely little jinking run, which has opened up options here. Kevin Brown got a hand on that, and Watkins picks it up. He knows that it came from an England knock-on, but a rather necessary England knock-on.
Yeah, they're out on numbers.
Elliot, enough, mate. Time off. Tonga feed. We've got time off, fellas, because the ball's
Talk
there.
about limiting Tomalolo. It's only
okay?
just made over 100 metres in the game, so for 116 metres, Tomalolo. And there's been games where he's run for 300. You'd expect him at this point of the game to be 250, 240. So that's a great effort from the forwards from England to keep his meterage down.
Here come the hymns. Well, guess which way Tonga are going here. Every single man on this near side. Tokiaho. 7.5 minutes to go. Mission improbable is now surely mission impossible. Havili. Here's Havili again, looking to feed something, trying to make something happen. Pango, I think he might have got to the line there. I think he might have given Tongan fans something to cheer. He thinks so too.
Just confirm he doesn't lose it before it gets to the line.
But he wants to make absolutely sure.
Okay, so you're making sure there's no double movement, Matthew, is that right?
Sorry?
You're making sure there's no double movement.
No, and make sure he gets to the line.
Yeah, he's making sure he gets to the line. Thank you. We have a try on field. So we're just looking at the grounding. Does the ball get to the line?
I see it on the line, Ben, but I don't know if it's been lost before it gets there.
Has he kept hold of possession of the ball? On that, I can't tell if he does or doesn't. So I need evidence. Got the ball in his arm then, it's grasped. His hand's still on the ball. The live call until the try. We have another angle on this, please. The ball does look like it does end up on the line. So no double movement. This is over. Do we have any other angles on that, please? Can I just see it again? Can I just see it again at full speed? Full speed, please. Ball ends up on the line there. So I just want to see it at full speed. Full speed. Right, I'm happy. I'm going for the ball.
Yeah, mate.
Well, it's a late consolation that Pangai Jr. is going to get a try here. And the stadium has just erupted, as if that was the try that's taken us to the World Cup final. If you're just switching on and you're an England fan and you see this, you think, we're in trouble here. Look at that reaction.
Bit like that Justice League film, isn't it? They're all in.
I would have loved the bloke that sold all the flags. Be counting his dollars this afternoon.
We're going to see some football now. We're going to see some offloads.
I don't think I've ever heard such a moving reaction to such a meaningless try. Well, they've lost the ball, but clearly not meaningless in terms of the Tongan psyche. Now Bateman. He kicked the goal, by the way. 20 points to 6, the scoreline, as you can see.
Wait, fellas, wait. Wait, go 0.
Hill.
Up now. Come back. Hold, fellas, hold.
This is Roby, inside for Kevin Brown. England would love to finish with a flourish. Walmsley would love to take them there. His first international try in the last game against Papua New Guinea. It's James Graham with a short pass for Hill. Gale. Brown. Or the decibels shooting up again. Out from dummy half goes Whitehead. He's going to be held up.
Held up on tackle 5. Time out. Play the ball there, mate. Play the ball. Play the ball. Last tackle. Wait. I've got to call time up. Elliot, line. Wait. Come on, last tackle. Go.
This is the last tackle, you might have guessed. Gale with a kick. Hall bats it back. Widdop tries the kick. Well, eventually he says play on, the referee, and Tonga come up with it with Hopawati.
Help! Let go now! Go 0.
I really do hope you're getting this atmosphere back home, because never been in a rugby league crowd as loud as this. It is unbelievable.
Getting wider again, boys. Help me with the ball. Up now! Hold, fellas, hold. Go 2.
It's a great way to start your Saturday, isn't it?
Out now! Hold! Go 3. Up now,
Sokeaku
fellas. Keep working,
taking
James.
it in.
Hold, mate. Hold, James. Go right. Go 4.
Ghana gets it away. Tonga desperate for another now. England not really in danger in terms of the result of this game, but they would not want to concede twice at the end. Look who's there, James Graham round the legs of Herald. But a step back on the inside from Lola Hare. That look forward. Fafita gets up and plays it. Avili carries it now with real intent here. He's shrugged away one, and over he goes.
Just the fast play the ball there. Missed tackle from Hill. Very hard there after the speed of that ruck. Interesting last 3 minutes.
Well, this element of desperation that Tonga are fine right to the death. I've got this crowd bouncing even more, Dave.
Well, when he scored that try, it was like 10,000 jet planes all landing at the same time. Is there something incredible that could possibly unfold here? Surely not with 3 minutes to go. They would still have to score twice more here, Tonga. It's a big set coming up, though. We saw that incredible fight back against New Zealand. This would be beyond spectacular. Here comes Jason Tomalolo, looking for support, has it on the inside, running away goes Lolohea. Lolohea is underneath the sticks. Something incredible is on here now. It could not be any louder. 3 tries in the space of 5 minutes. And there is still time for Tonga.
Wow.
Soki Haho puts it over. 20 points to 18.
And it's Tomalolo. Shrugs off one, shrugs off two. Barnstorming run from the back rower. Picks up Tuilolo here on the inside. And this crowd has come alive. 2 minutes left on the clock.
Incredible. That's just incredible.
Look at that sea of red. Winner puts the kick downfield. 1 minute and 57 seconds left to play. One try wins it from here now. England were home and hosed, already on the plane to Brisbane. And suddenly they have a fight on their hands again. Here's Tomalolo, charging with all his might. Wave of emotion crashing down from the stands, fueling this incredible fight back from Tonga. Fafita's held up on the halfway line. Runs wide, does Pangai Jr. Kept alive to Hopewati. Here comes the last play.
This is it.
Last play, they're going to run it. Conrad Harold gets a pass out towards Fusitua. Inside for Lolohea. English hearts heartbroken 5 years ago against New Zealand. It's McGilvray who intercepts. Jermaine McGilvray. He has the ball not free. Tonga have it back and another 6 tackles. 45 seconds to go. Here they come. Listen to this noise. Tomalolo rides the tackle of Graham. Taking on superhuman powers. Gets it to 10 metres out. 30 to go. Took a hail. Held up. England on the line. Havili. Harold. Crashing forward. If they score, there's no way back for England. No time. English hearts are beating now. English minds focused on keeping out this red wave. Left it goes. Fafita, he's lost it. Fafita's lost it. And England have won it. In that moment. Well, the referee's got a decision to make here. He has lost it. He's not going to be moved.
Blown full time.
And that is full time. What a finish. What an occasion. What a World Cup semi-final. Well, England almost threw it away. Tonga almost found a way to win from the impossible. But England have held on and are going to Brisbane next week for the World Cup final. Brian Noble, Justin Morgan, make sense of all of that.
I can't. I'm out of breath. I'm shattered.
Pick me up off the floor.
What a game of rugby league. What an event. What an occasion. You've quite rightly said that there are players in red jumpers flat out on the floor, in white jumpers, flat out on the floor. And I tell you what, wow, what an ending to a game. They've had to fight for their lives right at the death, England.
For the majority of the game, they were very good, England. Very, very good. And they did well to repel Tonga for the last couple of minutes. It's been a cracking atmosphere and a great game of rugby league. Great advertisement for rugby league. But England go through to the final to take on the Kangaroos.
Well, the whole occasion here, from start to 4 hours before kickoff until the very last second of the game, has been truly amazing here. A unique rugby league event. I have never seen anything like it in all the years of watching this game. It'll be a day and a match that lives long in memory. And let's get some reaction to it now. Monty Beethan, I think he's going to be talking to Gareth Widdop down there. So let's get some reaction to that amazing game as we listen to the hymns.
Well, Gareth, congratulations on the man of the match performance, but also first time in 22 years that England is now in the final of the Rugby League World Cup.
Yeah, it's a great feeling. Obviously, there'll be plenty of young kids and families back home watching this, and you know that's for them. It's been a long time waiting, and look, it's one of the best games I've ever played. And these Tongan supporters are unbelievable, and you can see it tonight. They turn up and they're passionate, and they keep fighting till the end, and that's what they did. And to our boys' credit, we hung in there, and we're off to the final.
It was only a minute in real time, but how long did it feel when you saw it panning out and potentially Tonga coming to within 2 points of winning this game?
Yeah, it felt like forever. Like I said, they're a passionate bunch of blokes and they fight till the end. That's what they're about. And like I said, to their credit, we fought till the end and we got the victory, but they deserve a lot of credit. They've been great at this competition.
Also, your defence deserves a lot of credit. Outstanding throughout their entire match. Only towards the end when Tonga threw everything at you that they're able to break the line. Yeah, definitely. Look, they're a talented squad. They throw a lot at you, and we scrambled really well tonight. We had a lot of chasers back there. They could have scored a lot more points, but yeah, our defence is the cornerstone of what we're about, and you know we need to bring that into next week's game. Good luck for next week's game in the final, mate. Cheers, mate. Thank you. Ta. Well, Sika, it's a tough game to swallow. You came back in the end. There was only 2 points separating you with seconds to go. A drop ball probably summed up the night for you guys.
Yeah, rugby whamaro ke kine tapaki o te whau me mata tō kotoa. E wala te kanga tonga na kotoa, e molotu mo popo me mata matonga. Me and mate, it was it's a tough loss to take, mate. The boys have played really well the whole tournament, and to go down to the wire like that, mate, I'm really proud to be part of this group.
You have been a joy of this tournament for everyone to watch, whether they are Tongan or not. To see you guys go out now, it's hard for us to swallow too. But I'm glad that you came back towards the end and showed the Tongan Rugby League that we've been accustomed to watching.
Yeah, mate, well, that's, you know, we call it Mate Matonga, mate. It means die for Tonga. And, you know, throughout the whole tournament, we've played for the full 80 minutes. And, you know, we never give up. And we showed that again today, man. And we just hope, you know, all our Tongan people are proud of us.
Unfortunately, there won't be another game for you next week, but for you now, the special memories you take from this tournament as the captain of Mate Matonga.
Yeah, man, a lot of good memories, and this group has been an awesome group to be a part of, and you know, we've got a lot of good players and a lot of good leaders in this group, and you know, I just hope we can carry that on leading into the next World Cup.
How do you think England's going to go next week against Australia in the final?
Well, I hope they go well, mate. They've been good the whole tournament, and they really showed their class tonight. And you know, unfortunately, we just lost by 2 points, but I wish them all the best, and I hope they go well against Australia.
Sika, we thank you, Mate Matonga, for a wonderful tournament, thrilling us all.
Cheers, thank you very much.
there are the stats. Take what you will out of that, although the stats don't do justice to what was a truly remarkable sporting occasion, not just a rugby league sporting occasion, not just a rugby league occasion, a sporting occasion. I know it's only about 7:05 in the morning, but I feel like I need a drink.
Oh, how good's our game? Rugby league.
And the point you made as well at the end, you know, they were 2 points from winning it. There was, you know, the ref could have gone to the screen. If that had been Australia or England who had lost in that situation, we'd have been filing out, we'd have been criticising the referee, and yet 30,000 of them stood and sang.
Exactly, and that's... I'm obviously happy that England are through, but I'm happy for the fans that Tonga finished like that. You know, they had 30,000 there, 25,000 Tongans. What a thrilling finish, and as I said, what a great game rugby league is.
Yeah, Tonga deserved that finish, didn't they? Because they've been awesome all tournament.
The fans deserved that finish.
They did. Yeah, and it was a fantastic end to the game, and oh my gosh, you know, for an England sports fan, you know, you just felt like it was one of those performances.
Been there before.
We have, yeah, and look at, you know, they had an opportunity right at the end, did Tonga, and...
You thought this was a try?
Yeah, well, look, real time, what I thought is Fafita carries the ball in one hand, and look, this is in the dying seconds of the game. Lola Hayes trying to find something, it ends with the ball ends up in Fafita's hands, unlikely for a prop to be out there. Breaks a tackle, Elliot Whitehead, for me, steals the ball, Fafita picks it up, and I think that's a try in Super
Because
League.
you think he stole the ball, therefore it's not a knock on.
I think he plays at the ball. Look, there's two ways of looking at it. One is, that's a loose carry, maybe it's his responsibility, but in Super League, I'm telling you, that's a try.
I'm happy with no try. I think a loose carry, but I tell you what, it's a brave decision from a ref. Like, you got every right to just go upstairs, say, look, no try, have a look at this, but I tell you who would have been crapping himself would have been the video ref. Imagine having to make a decision on that. You'd just be going, oh my God.
I think Ben Thaler would have had a twitchy moment had that have come through to him.
But it's very odd that they don't go to the...
Well,
I mean, when you have that opportunity and you're at the 80th minute of a World Cup semi-final, you have to be... He was obviously 100% sure in his own mind.
You go upstairs in the 5th minute of a game. Like, any time there's a try, you'd go, I'll go upstairs, just check it. Was it a strip? Was it a knock? I can't believe he didn't. I'm glad he didn't.
25 to 30,000 people who were painting a video screen towards the referee. And to be fair to him, actually, he made calls on the point. He went, bang, here's my decision, I'm sticking with it. But in the last minute of a semi-final in a World Cup, wow. What a finish.
Thank you for your tweet, Si. I can't remember the last time I was literally sitting on the edge of my seat. What a finish to the game. Adam Shakespeare, the best game of rugby ever. Chris Nash, on reflection, I think that was definitely worth getting up for. We agree with you. Let's hear from the England captain. Here's Sean O'Loughlin.
Well, Sean, you've been in some big games, but they ever come down to the wire like this with so much on the line. First time in 22 years you get to play in the final for England in the World Cup.
Oh, it's a massive accomplishment for us. As I think it would have been for both of these teams to make the final, but this atmosphere, the comeback at the end, it was an unreal game to be a part of.
Must have been unreal in the middle of the field. Obviously against this very strong Tongan outfit, but you guys were up to the challenge and were dominant throughout.
Yeah, there's some big boys through the Tongan side, and they run out up that middle, and I thought our boys did really well to handle them today. They kind of got to grips at the end, and they put us under a lot of pressure. But I think for the majority of the game, especially at the start, we handled the big boys pretty well, and it was just a tremendous game to be a part of.
You've played in some very big matches, but have you ever experienced or witnessed something like this with the Red Sea, and not your red either? It's the Tongan red.
No, it's absolutely unreal. The turnout, the support, even